Suddenly I hear the chopper landing and then screams in English, that was the most beautiful thing I hear at that time, because it was English.
An American English?
American English.
What were they saying?
They said, move it, let's go. And then I've seen people with guns and all that, with helmets and everything, just like a movie. And they're just running around and all that, covering the whole area with their guns and all that, and each one of them with a gun in my head. And I was like, I'm all right now, because these are Americans, at least I can talk to them. They're not going to do anything horrible. Truly, that's exactly, I said, that's it. I got to safety, finally.
So you're glad to
happy.
Hear the American
I was happy.
voices.
I was not just glad, I was smiling all the way. They start beating with the sticks on the ground, which is a very loud noise. And they said, you have to comply with orders, or otherwise we're going to beat the hell out of you. And I was like, okay.
Tell me about physically, how were you treated there?
With every sense of the meaning, torture. It's a pure torture. I've been kept for 9 days awake. I was standing 18 hours a day. There was all kind of things, from freezing you, throwing freezing water in your head while you are standing on a concrete, freezing cold, 20 below zero, with the hedgehog ties, which is they tie your hands and your legs together, and you cannot relax because your hands behind your back, with all the beating which happened in hitting my head against the wall, which has happened once, not more than once, because it was the real interrogation time when they were like trying to break me down, and they did that.
Tell me about the interrogations at Bagram, because you have made allegations that there were British intelligence officers present.
Yeah, I don't think even the British themselves, they will deny that they were there. I don't think they will deny they were there. And they know I was going through torture. They know all that, because when I left here, I weighed 250 pounds. When I saw John, the British guy, the first thing he said to me, you look like a ghost. And I'm sure if he's watching this, he will remember that.
You're talking directly to an intelligence officer, allegedly.
Yes, my name's John.
What would you say to those who are in charge of the British government at the time? What do you think of them in the light of what you experienced there?
I really don't think it's a British thing. I don't think it's got nothing to do with England or with Britain. I think it's all about America at that time. Everybody was scared. Everybody was doing what American wants them to do regardless. And some of the British intelligence service, they told me that openly. They said, it's not in our hand, Shakir.
And yet they were there and they saw it happen.
Yes. Another person by a name, John also, which is amazing. They all use that John because it's so common. He said, we know what they are doing to you. But I promise you one thing, Shakir. When you come back to England, you will know we are not like them.
Were you abandoned by the British there?
I cannot say, truly I cannot say I've been abandoned, because I wasn't a British citizen.
But you were a British resident,
I was a resident. And the only thing I was hoped for is really to tell them, listen man, this is not the guy you are looking for, so you want to really hand him over to us? I believe intelligence service, they are a government into a government. This is what I believe. This is my own conclusion when I see what happened with these intelligence service all over the world. They are not really obliged to follow what the government do.
What needs to be done to get to the bottom of this?
To be clearly on this issue, I believe nobody should be prosecuted because of what happened in the past, especially if we try to prevent it from happening in the future.
Even though you were tortured,
Yes,
Shaka, and
yes,
even though British
yes,
intelligence agents,
yes,
as you allege, were present,
yes,
nobody should be prosecuted?
No, I promise you, even the guys who done it to me, I don't think they should go through it.
Why not? Why not? Surely it has to send a message out.
Because the message now is we need to prevent it from happening again.
Should there be an inquiry then into the intelligence services in this country?
Indeed, definitely. Because for you to understand what happened, to know the truth, you have to inquire. You have to ask questions.
So a full public inquiry into the activities of the British intelligence services.
I believe in that, and I told him this is the best thing you can do. But again, for the reason to know, and we don't need to know all of us. But definitely the government has to know what's the role, and they have to stop it.
And should people like Tony Blair, Jack Straw be called before that inquiry, in your view?
Indeed, definitely, because they are the most one who knows exactly what happened.